then it might have worked out for them. They might have had the positional advantage.
Very interesting, aggressive ward behind the Dire T1 tower coming out from the Radiant, and it was immediately dewarded by the Lion.
Alright, looks like I've kind of missed that one, but Sizzler is on point with his ward game at mid. You've got a Tidebringer aside. Ooh, someone's coloring the river with slime as well. I never actually figured out how to use those vials, even though I believe I've got one of them sitting in my stash. Anyway, SF7M, he's got himself a salve to start with. He knows he's going to need a lot of consumables up against this Viper. And once the Viper starts getting points in the corrosive skin, every Tidebringer hit is going to work against the Kunkka as well. So meanwhile, at top, Slara starting off with the crush instead of the sprint. So he's feeling confident about standing in this lane. Shinchan with his stout shield tried to tank up that creep camp, but this is a bit of a misplay coming out from miscommunication. They didn't manage to chain through with the pull, and that'll mean this means that the creep equilibrium should ideally be set back in favor of the Slara, but Slara could be in a bit of a bind here.
Yeah, the disruptor is there. The Impale comes out. No stun being committed as of yet. M3, he does prop the sprint, does get stunned. Kinetic field just for good measure. There is a crush. He's trying to slither out of there, but he's dropping low. One hit from the line. There is a glimpse as well. He's being glimpsed, but everybody's running the other direction. And it looks like Slada might just get out of there. He has no fairy fire, no flask at the moment. Denies himself to a neutral. And nothing happens to the scoreboard. So, it's quite fine for now. What's interesting is actually Kunkka is 9 CS as opposed to Vipers 2. I'm not understanding this. He's also a full level ahead. I wanted to point this out. Kunkka started the lane at level 2. This replay is definitely worth rewatching once again because Kunkka was a whole level ahead of Viper at the start.
How the heck does that happen?
I have no idea. I didn't want to stop you, but like when you said there was slime in the river, around the time he was already level 2 or something.
Okay, that's actually very strange, man.
Yeah, he had Torrent and he had Tidebringer and Viper was level 1. I do not understand how Kunkka is winning this mid lane. There is some strategy we are not aware of over here.
Well, anyway, we'll find out. I guess. I mean, I'm definitely curious to go rewatch this after this game is done, but looks like the pauses will be resumed now. You've got 9 CS on the Kunkka, like you pointed out. This is quite absurd, but even with the 1 level advantage, how does the Viper get this far behind? He's got 2 points in the Tidebringer, so I can understand that's going to be a bit of a nuisance for this Viper. And I'm actually surprised that the Viper hasn't started spitting on him right from the get-go. It's worth expending some of his mana to zone out the Kunkka in the early stages of the game.
Absolutely. Bot lane, the creep equilibrium pushing into the favor of the Tide Hunter. He'll be happy. He'll finally get some levels, maybe get level 2. Took Anchor Smash over Kraken Shell early on.
Yeah, but I guess that's fair. When you're up against a melee core in the lane, it always makes sense to get that Anchor Smash early on. But he's doing a good job stacking up the Ancients so far. No wards been placed down early. There is a Dire sentry placed upon the cliff as well, just in case he was going to be troubled while he stacks these. And I feel like this is a lapse in concentration from V Rules. They really should have known that Miscommunications lineup is... Their bread and butter is basically getting these Ancient stacks going right from the get-go, and they're doing nothing to contest it.
Disruptor on the top lane. Trading hits with the Slada. Slada just spins away. Nothing for now. Now choosing to use the glimpse. And the mid lane has been quite a whitewash. I do not understand how Kunkka outdoes a Viper. It's not often you see that. The Viper now at 8 CS while Kunkka sitting at 14. He has caught up a bit, the Viper. But Kunkka standing in the lane as well, not afraid at all.
I think the big misplay here from the Viper is the fact that he's opted to finish up his Ring of Aquila first, as opposed to calling out some regenerative items. This is one of those games where you go bottle. Oh, the Torrent. That should be his death. Smack. Oh, he missed. The Tidebringer just barely off angle there. And it looks like the Kunkka might end up losing his life. No, he's got a Fairy Fire just in case he needs it.
Yeah. 3 minutes into the game, the Viper forced to finally call out some consumables. The salve comes in the courier. And 3 heroes from V Rules are positioning for this bottom bounty room. They get it. Tide Hunter chooses not to contest even. And they already are sensing that the Ancients are stacked. They do see it now. So this has been called out. Just a double stack for the moment.
Well, they do have a sentry on the Witch Doctor, but he's chosen not to drop it down there. I'm actually a little tickled by the fact that the Slark decided to run all the way there as well. Usually you just want the supports to go and do that while your Slark is farming up, but Slark says, nope, you guys will blame me later if I don't come now.
Absolutely.
You got an Iron Talon on the Slara, the standard offlane build. Offlaners are no longer offlaners. More like glorified junglers that have been given some free space on this side. But he is getting some creep waves going in his favor. I'm not sure what miscommunication are up to that's allowing him to get that extra bit of CS. But for now, looks like they're going to end up denying an entire wave. He's got stacks rolling there as well. So lots of stacks all across the map here on both sides.
So after that Sal, Viper is once again back to 400 HP out of his 800. Kunkka sitting in the lane with the level advantage. Viper calling out the headdress. It's in the courier. There is a boat and a torrent. Gosh, this Kunkka makes it look so easy.
That was, I mean, he slapped him once and then went for a mean
on the top. There is a kinetic field on the Slarda. There is an impale as well. The kill going the way of the disruptor. They did dive a bit, but they did get the kill that they were looking for. So miscommunication scoring all around the map without any miscommunication. They should be absolutely pleased with that. Meanwhile, on the safe lane, let's take a look at the safe lane carries for now. Slark is sitting at 31 CS and is level 4, while Sven is level 5 and is sitting at 34. Not too bad. Both the safe lane carries pretty much neck and neck.
Well, mid, you got SF7M making a run for it. Going towards that regen rune at top. He should get it comfortably, but they're going to try and contest this Lara's farm. They've got the smoke on Flabbergasted. They're going to commit. They don't know that the disruptor is here. He does have 1 point in the glimpse, and he's got the smoke movement speed as well. He's getting in range. And there's the glimpse. Silencer. Going to be a dead one there. He drops down the curse. Just a Hail Mary spell being thrown down there as they're going to wrap around on him. Warcraft 3 style. Body blocking him and killing him off. But Viper comes in. Flabbergasted. Going to be the return kill here. Silencer will get the kill even in death, making it a 1-for-1 trade. Slaughter with a good 2-man crush. The cast will bounce around as well. And with the malediction, Kunkka will be meeting his maker in a short while. Actually, he's making a run for it. Is he actually going to get away from this? Coco Ram OP. He survives. What the hell?
My god. I rarely see defensive boats being that successful. Hats off to Kunkka. He did survive. Good boat. Did even manage to catch Slardar on the way back. Meanwhile, Tidehunter level 4 still stacking. Sven will be probably looking to get a few more levels in cleave before he chooses to go for the stack.
Look at that damn stack, man. I mean, it's an infusion of what, 600 to about 800 gold right here. Either one of these two heroes will benefit immensely from taking it. I believe it'll be the Tidehunter that takes the first stack, and then the Sven will move in later to take it up. I feel like the Tide's mech is a higher priority right now than the Sven's Blink or his Echo Saber.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree with you on that. A few teams, a few amateur teams, like I was thinking myself that probably the Sven should get the stack. But it makes more sense to prioritize it, give it to the Tidehunter, get his utility items. Because otherwise he has nothing much to offer in terms of team fight other than a glorified Impale. So that the first stack should definitely go in favor of the Tidehunter. Sven can come there later, catch up, no problem.
I think it's only a matter of time before the Slark dies on this bottom lane. He needs to hit level 6 to get that extra regen going. Tidehunter thinking of moving in for the Ancients now. He does have 3 points in the Anchor Smash. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be enough, however. As the Lion and the Disruptor are on the hunt. There's Tranquil Boots on the floor, but they're going mid instead. That'll be a death on the Viper yet again. A very easy pick off with the Ghost Ship coming in. Kunkka will get the kill. Witch Doctor is going to get glimpsed all the way back towards the bottom lane. Wasted time and wasted effort on him. This isn't done just yet as the Slara gets the kill. It's a return kill on the Disruptor. So it's not too bad of a trade, I'd say. They end up trading 1-for-1, losing the Viper for the Disruptor. At the very least, the Slara's the one to get the kill on the Radiant side, so he gets that much closer to his Blink Dagger.
Top tower is under attack.
If anything, miscommunication are coming out on top in these small exchanges. However, the gold graph, it doesn't seem like as much of an advantage as I thought it would be. Maybe after the stack is taken, it might tell a slightly different story.
Yeah, I believe that's the calm before the storm. Once the stack gets consumed, We'll see a massive shift in the graphs mid. Kunkka just manning up. That was a misclick from the silencer. He showed that creep who's boss.
While all of this was happening, Slug somehow managed to die to Tidehunter in the bot lane, a Ravage being expended for all of that. I missed that, and I don't think any of us saw that coming.
No way. Yeah, but, well, we actually called it out, right? It's only a matter of time before that Slark ends up dying.
Yeah.
Jesus, I can't. I didn't think he'd die after he hit level 6, man.
It's a bit unusual. He was trying to push his luck, try and kill off the Tidehunter. Kunkka is fishing for someone to kill, but nothing as of now. In terms of warding, a lot of focus on the Radiant and Ancients coming out by the Dire. One ward for the mid lane as of now, and there is a ward on the Radiant, scouting out the stack and what Tidehunter is up to. He's stacking it even more. The stack did miss.
I think this is max stack. I'm not too sure if you can get it beyond this. Maybe he should just consider beating it up now. He's got maxed out Anchor Smash, so why not?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top
Sven,
tower is
meanwhile,
under attack.
he's still got just the helm. He's actually spent his money on power treads as well, so no. It looks like they are going to give him the stack after all. Bottom though, Rambo gonna get taken down. Slug gets that sweet revenge on the Tidehunter. This time though, he called for backup.
It is so very rarely that you see Viper fail in a professional game.
Bottom again though. Lion gonna get taken out. It's like they just Lamb's going to the slaughter here at bottom lane. I can't for the life of me figure out why they're going in one by one here, especially as a Lion without Finger of Death. He was not gonna accomplish anything in that lane.
Yeah, there's been some uncharacteristic misplays coming out from miscommunication. We've seen them play reasonably disciplined, coherent Dota, but too small, a rather small error or big error. Look, depends on how we look at it, coming out from the line. But yeah.
Viper, his mech, not so much of a pipe dream anymore. He's starting to pull back a little bit as that headdress online, but it's coming without the power treads on him, so he's still fairly squishy this game. That said though, he does have maxed out corrosive skin, which means that he won't be as susceptible to the Kunkka as he was a few minutes ago.
It still seems to be a 15-minute mech, which is not what you'd expect from somebody going to the mid lane.
Oh, he's gonna die again, isn't he? There's the Arcane Rune gonna be put to use as well. The Ghost Ship coming through, TP's coming in as backup, but there's that corrosive skin going to work. Now Kunkka in a world of trouble, gonna channel up his TP, no cask available. He survives. You gotta be kidding me right now.
I completely do not believe what I'm seeing.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
How many? He dies?
Yeah, he died.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Lion actually ended up dying to the Radiant. What?
Radiant structures are fortified.
I did not catch that. I have no idea where he died.
He died at top lane. I believe he tried to run past the tower to get Slara, but then the tower just beat him up.
Radiant's top tower
Okay.
is
That's the first.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Well, let's take everything we said about miscommunication coming out strong in the mid game and throw it out the window, man. Because V rules are just... They're starting to show signs of life, bringing down that Kunkka, and well, the Lion bringing himself down. Slark getting some momentum. He's got himself the Shadow Blade, but he opted to skip the Midas, which means that there's a lot of pressure on him now to make some plays. He needs to find some pickoffs with that Shadow Blade. Else he's going to start to fall way behind that Sven, who is indeed going for the stack. No, Rambo's moving for the stack now. They can't make up their minds. This is just a trophy. It's just a feather in their cap. Look, guys, we've got stacks, but we're not going to take it yet.
I think Sven wants his Echo Saber first. I'm not sure. Is he waiting?
Okay, they're gonna share it.
Okay.
They didn't need to. They honestly didn't need to do this. Sven would have just wiped it by himself. In fact, he's gonna be the one taking all the money. Rambo, he's trying to get the money for it. No, he's just gonna hold on that Anchor Smash. Here comes the contest though. Global Silence getting thrown down, but Viper getting stunned first. Shin-Chan, this could be a good opportunity for him to try and pound away, but the Death Ward does work. Ravage comes through. Wow, shrugs it off with the Dark Pack. The Ghost Ship connects onto 3 with the Static Storm on top of it. Wow, making a run for it. Might get away from this one. He's going to scurry on past them, but the Viper not going to be as fortunate. Now the X marks the spot on the Silencer. He's sent into the air and he's brought to his death as miscommunication wipes the floor when V rules his blood. 3 for 1 in their favor. And it looks like I have lost Vivek on the Skype call. Give me a moment, guys. I'm going to try and get him right back on. Sorry about that, folks. Internet issues in India are a real thing. Hopefully, he's gonna have them sorted out. But while that's happening, you've got a kill on the Slog. He finds the Lion, but Tide is here along with the X marks the spot on the Torrent. Maybe they'll get a kill. Rambo gotta be able to TP out, and it does cost 4 or 5 rotations from V-Rules towards this bottom lane. And all they get for it was a Lion. I'm not sure that was entirely worth it. For V-Rules, miscommunication gonna be okay with that, as the Disruptor continues to get farm and levels at mid. It looks like, unfortunately, Vivek has disconnected. Hopefully his internet will come back soon enough and he'll be able to join in. But I'm going to continue on with this game anyway, as this bottom tier 1 tower going to get fortified up. V-Rules, they're still just grouping up as 5 while they're losing objectives elsewhere. The mid tier 1's gone down, and Kunkka is well on his way towards his armlet, which will once again give him a huge boost in DPS, especially with those Tidebringer hits. Just one remaining tier 1 tower for the Radiant side. Miscommunication. We'll be looking to take it once the Ravage comes back online. 30 seconds to go till it's back off cooldown, and you've even got the mech finished up on Rambo. All the while Sven has his Echo Saber and is inching closer and closer to his Blink Dagger, which I would hope and assume is his item of choice. MG on that Witch Doctor. He's got 4 points in the Maledict, so he's not gone for any points in Voodoo Restoration. That's a little worrisome, I'd say, up against Miscommunication's DPS, but I guess it works well versus the tanky cores on their side as well. The scan did spot out this miscommunication movement, but they smoked and run straight into them. Wow, gonna get X marked up. The Torrent is there. They'll pull him right back after the pounce. The Dark Pack coming through, but they get stunned up again. The Global Silence comes through, but the Ghost Ship has hit already. Death Ward being channeled up. The Cast doing some good work as well, but the Ravage now clipping onto 2. The Death Ward getting cancelled with that. They blow up the Silencer. The Slok has hit the deck, and soon to follow will be the Witch Doctor as MG tries to juke around the trees. They did get the kill on the Kunkka, and MG, however, will not be as fortunate, as Sven smacks him with his sword and secures the kill. With that, Miscommunication finds another successful team fight. 3 for 1 in their favor. They'll claim this last remaining tier 1 tower, another objective under their belts. And who knows, perhaps they'll use this momentum to try and take Roshan. Once the God Strength is back online in 44 seconds, they should be okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower.
Alright, so I just got an update from Vivek. Unfortunately, his internet has crashed and he won't be able to rejoin. But for those of you just tuning in, you're watching the ESL India Premiership. This is V-Rules versus Miscommunication in Starter Cup number 3 in a best of 1 knockout tournament organized by Nordwind Gaming, sponsored by HyperX. And I'm CloudX. I was joined by Vivek a little earlier on. Unfortunately, he's out for this particular match, but you'll see more of him in future games. For now, though, Miscommunication, I think it's fairly evident that they're the ones taking the lead and are in the driver's seat. About 3,000 net worth going their way. They've got 4,000 EXP tilted in their favor, and they are just rolling with the punches. Yet to lose a single tier 1 tower. In fact, none of their towers have taken any significant damage either. V-Rules are just not getting anything done at the moment, and that might be about to change, as we do see a Blink Dagger finished up on that Slaughter. And they do have a smoke available on the Silencer. All 5 heroes grouping up like they want to make something happen. But this could be a problem if they pop the smoke around here. There is this dire Observer Ward that's going to scout out all of these movements in this little area here. So if they're watching, Miscommunication will know exactly what's up. So this is dire side vision right now. And they do have full vision of this Slok, the Slaughter, and... well, okay, they don't have vision of the Silencer for some reason. Where the heck is the Silencer? Okay, looks like I'm... okay, this is bugging out big time. Silencer just disappeared on my screen for a moment there. But yeah, they do have... okay, they don't have vision of the Silencer. They've got vision of the Slaughter and the Slok. This tree, I think it's the reason that this vision is getting obstructed by this ward. But either way, they'll know if they pop a smoke here, and that will not be a good smoke coming out from V-Rules. Unfortunately, we've got another pause coming out from miscommunication. Hopefully, Sven will reconnect ASAP and we should get the show on the road. We rules. Sven pretty much has his blink dagger finished up now, and he is one of the most crucial components in their team. In fact, he's one of the only sources of physical DPS. The second best source being in the form of this Kunkka and his Tidebringer. Every time he gets the Tidebringer off cooldown, he gets about a good 250 damage. A slap of 250 damage that he can dish out across all 5 heroes if he lines himself up perfectly. And setting up for the torrent and the boat is really easy as well when you've got a Ravage and a Lion to work with you. Labagasted calling out the resume, and we will have this game underway. They did smoke. The smoke should have been scouted out here by miscommunication. Let's see if they're gonna get caught by it nonetheless. This is a very aggressive movement coming out from V-Rules. They're gonna walk up the slope here, and they might just find this Tide Hunter as he tries to stack another camp of Ancients. They're just holding on for now, not pressing forward. They're gonna see the Tide now, and he's completely out of position, gonna get stunned up, locked down with the pounce. Sven's coming in. The God Strength is there, though. This could be a disaster. The cleave with the Echo Saber. Good Earth Spike coming out as well. Death Ward being channeled, but cancelled immediately by the Static Storm. They got the glimpse. They'll pull back the Witch Doctor. He's gonna meet his end at the hands of the Sven. And once again, it ends up being a 3-for-1. And in fact, we're gonna see more. 10 seconds till the glimpse comes back online. The Hex in 22. Earth Spike is available, but they're not in range just yet. Just wait for the glimpse. Be patient. Not even needed. They'll get the Earth Spike. They're even gonna drain his mana for good measure. And with the X Torrent and the Storm Hammer, that's gonna be a dead Viper who's been left out to dry. 4-for-1. A Tide Hunter falls in exchange for almost the entirety of V-Rules. The Global Silence wasn't expended there, but the Silencer unable to add any real value to his teammates or their cause. 15-11 miscommunication. Not gonna claim any objectives on the back of that successful team fight though. They'll just back away, but look at this. They've got aggressive observer wards placed all throughout the enemy jungle now. And they should be able to find a few more successful pickoffs, especially if they choose to purchase the smoke. They've already got one on Flabbergasted. And with the blinks now coming out on the Sven and the Lion, initiation's gonna get that much easier. No real rush for miscommunication to end this game. We've got heroes that scale really well as the game progresses. Sven eventually becomes that one-punch man sort of hero. I don't think he's gonna need that BKB this game. He might, I mean, it does add value up against the Slaughter, Crush, and of course the Witch Doctor and everything he brings to the table. Not to mention the Global Silence, but you've already got the Viper Strike, which goes straight through magic immunity, and you've also got the armor reduction from the Slaughter, so I wouldn't fault him if he doesn't go for the BKB this game and just goes for a straight up Daedalus or something. But this is just ridiculous because every time miscommunication is doing nothing, they're just stacking Ancients and they'll come back and farm them, sharing the EXP and giving the gold to the Sven. He's getting so far ahead right now, 10,000 net worth compared to the 7,000 on the Slok. And they've even got a Kunkka sitting at a good 8,000 net worth for themselves. He's now got himself about 2,100 gold in the bank. I wonder what he's gonna go for here. Will we see the Veil Kunkka coming out, or is this just gonna be something like a Shadow Blade or a Blink? Okay, he's gonna get the Blink Dagger, so more initiation potential coming out from miscommunication. We've now essentially got 4 Blink Daggers, I believe. Okay, 3 Blink Daggers, my mistake. I should get the third one, or rather the fourth one, on the Tide Hunter eventually. But now we've got a smoke. They're looking for a pick-off. Silencer out in no man's land. Witch Doctor runs straight into his enemies, and yeah, he's gonna die before he even finishes up the Hex, I believe. It's a kill for the Tide Hunter. Silencer, he's been scouted. Sven, does he get the stun? No, he doesn't. Silencer just escapes by a hair's breadth there. He rules. Narrowly dodge a bullet. Not the worst situation in the world for them. There was a smoke gank to pick up the 5 position Witch Doctor. And Slaughter not getting any item progression after that Blink Dagger. He's just got that Ring of Health. His Vanguard is really looking like a pipe dream, and Oh, good blink away from him. He might have just been caught out there if he wasn't careful. Kunkka gonna drop a torrent. Drops down everything. He's got the X mark as well. Sven's even jumped forward. Shinchan gonna get silenced up. Tide continues to run forward. He's got the Ravage. Should he choose to blow it, he'll catch pretty much everyone. Gets it on 4. Static Storm onto 2. The Sven with the stun. The Ghost Ship as well. It's perfect and it's beautiful. They'll get themselves 2 kills as the Slaughter and the Viper hit the deck. The Kunkka getting hit with the Glimmer Cape. He'll make his way out. The Malediction has run out as well. And now Slark gonna get pulled all the way back with an X marks the spot on him for good measure. Kunkka will find himself a double kill as the rest of Miscommunication moves forward. Even diving past that tier 2 tower that'll now be claimed as a freebie by Shinchan. No casualties on the side of Miscommunication this time. They end up walking away 3 for 0, bringing down all 3 cores on the side of V-Rules. He really couldn't have asked for a better fight there. As they'll now back away and look to get some more. And probably the Aegis even before moving up onto the high ground or looking to take down the last remaining tier 2 towers. But they're just walking all over their opponents now. There was a point in the mid-game phase where V-Rules was looking strong, but it just tumbled down like a house of cards once Miscommunication got their core items online. Now Tidehunter choosing to go for excessive tankiness over and above mobility, getting himself the Greaves instead of that Blink Dagger. He's actually just walking into them and getting 4-man, 5-man Ravages, so why does he even need the Blink at this point? Viper, his mech not adding as much value now, considering that damage output from Miscommunication has now started to go extremely high. You've even got the level 2 Static Storm coming out on the Disruptor. A tool that really can't be ignored. 5 seconds of straight up silence and AoE damage. It's very useful indeed, but V-Rules is trying to fight now, knowing that the Ravage is on cooldown, knowing that the Finger of Death is on cooldown as well. They're trying to make something happen here, but that's a Crystallis on the Sven, and if they get caught with a multiple hero Stormbolt, that'll be nasty. Good crush coming out from me. He's gonna get 3 heroes there, but it's not enough. The God Strength being put to use. That's a dead Slaughter. The Static Storm on top of WoW. He's not gonna be able to dark back the Shadowdowns away, and he's gonna die as well. Viper throwing down the Viper Strike, trying to take one along with him. Flabbergasted. Looks like he will be a casualty, but it's just a Disruptor going down as the entirety of V-Rules once again just gets decimated and decapitated. With MG the only survivor, the Witch Doctor sitting pretty in the base. Another 4-for-1 trader. Support on the side of Miscommunication. Everyone on the side of V-Rules, barring the Witch Doctor. This should transition into a straight up tier 2 tower. Some trash talk coming out as well from Sizzler. We should see them looking to breach high ground. 24 minutes in, and they're moving forward with the vengeance. They do have the Ravage available. As Sven jumps forward, he's looking for that crit. He's not gonna get it. Glimmer Cape comes through, but the X marks the spot. Will pull that Witch Doctor right back in. Everyone is respawned. V-Rules drops the global silence. You've got the Viper teeping forward. He's gonna throw the Viper Strike behind. They will get the kill on the Kunkka. And Miscommunication really overstepped their boundaries there and got punished for it. Sizzler, he's gonna get oh, what an Earth Spike. I mean, that was just a flashy play. It won't really save his life. It just delays the inevitable. As he does manage to get taken down there. So 2 down on the side of Miscommunication. A decent amount of gold and EXP being thrown right back over to V-Rules. In fact, they're going to get one more here as Flabbergasted gets dove under his tier 1 tower. And find that kill on this lock. 3 down on the side of Miscommunication. A poor retreat coming out from them and a poor dive from that Kunkka. And the Sven for that matter. Sees them getting punished quite heavily. They'll even lose their first tower of this game. Some signs of life coming out from V-Rules, but Shinchan, as I say that, picks up a fresh, shiny new toy in the form of that Daedalus, sending his damage output straight up into outer space. Lion, he's picked up a Smoke of Deceit now. Perhaps we'll see them put it to use via this bottom lane. They do have that Ravage along with the God Strength at the ready, so now's as good a time as any to make a play. They're tier 1 at top. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to contest this. Might just be a better idea to move into the rush pit, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They'll trade their tier 1 at top for the Aegis instead, and they'll get this one quite comfortably because there's no tier 1 at mid or at bottom for V-Rules to TP2 and make a movement. But they're grouping up now. Do they have a smoke? Nope, looks like there's no smokes available here, which means that they can't make their way to the pit fast enough. And with the God Strength expended on Shinchan, Roshan will be made quick work of. And they'll now have an Aegis to work with, which I believe the Sven should hold on to. Immediate smoke, wasting no time whatsoever. But that God Strength is on cooldown, so it might be a better idea to wait. But they're gonna walk into Slark. Might be sensible to even come in the Ravage on him. They're gonna stun him. And boom! They'll just make mince meat out of him before he can even react. Slark's down for 49 seconds. Miscommunication. Might just be able to force out the buyback here from him. "27 minutes into this game. Everything seems to be going their way here. On the side of the Dire, they'll look to take down the last remaining outer tower before breaching the high ground. As we should see a blink coming out for Rambo next. On the other side though, you've got the Vanguard finished up on the Slaughter. Slark's got himself the Echo Saber and the Silver and the Shadow Blade, sorry. I would assume he's gonna go for the Silver Edge. On Silencer, he's just trying to get the Yule Scepter online for himself. An extra layer of survivability. Well, the Yules at his disposal wouldn't be a bad choice, and a Yules versus a Sven who's got no BKB isn't shabby either. That'll be the last tower going down, and miscommunication so far. Looking very strong here. Let's see if V-Rules can mount a defense here, because clearly Shinchan and company are looking to breach high ground with this push. All 5 heroes grouping up. I'm gonna wait for the next creep wave. We've even got a siege creep for that extra bit of damage and survivability for this push. No real wave clear on the side of V-Rules. They can throw out a cask. That's all they can really do. As the God Strength gets expanded, Sven, he's just gone right in here. He's gonna go for the Viper, doesn't get the kill. Viper mechs up and runs away. Shinchan stunned in position. There's the Global Silence coming out as well. They'll miss on the Ghost Ship and the Torrent. No Ghost Ship actually thrown. The Ravage did connect on 3. And they're finally gonna get a kill on the Slaughter. It's come at the cost of a Lion. And it looks like Slark is making mincemeat out of the heroes behind, but the Sven moves forward, gets the kill on the Viper. The cast still stunning him up as the X mark will pull the Slark right back to his death. Double buyback coming out. Shinchan about to lose that Aegis, looking to get a few hits in before he goes down, and indeed he can't do squat here. Can he blink away in time here? He blinks a little further out. They will throw the cask on his head. The last word is there. The slow from the poison attacks and the curse of the silence. Shinchan just turns around and tries to do what he can on his way out, but he will end up dropping, making it a 3-for-1 exchange, or rather a 3-for-3 exchange there. It was a hold, an expensive one from V-Rules, but a hold nonetheless. Their towers haven't taken any damage, and they got a decent amount of money on the back of that kill on the Sven. V-Rules definitely showing some signs of life here. That was a fight with an Aegis on the Sven as well, so miscommunication are just goofing things up right now. If they want to end this game, all they've got to do is siege the base, whittle away at this tier 3 tower with the Sven on the high ground, and if they try to initiate on the Sven, follow it up with the Ravage from the Tide Hunter, but they really bungled that one up by going deep in towards the fountain. Now MG is getting closer and closer to his Aghanim Scepter. He's picked up 1 out of 4 components. Still a long way to go, but if he does manage to pull out the axe, they'll have another tool to dish out damage on miscommunication. All the Viper. He's picked up an Ogre Club as well, so a little more survivability added to his name. The important one though is the Slark. Unfortunately, he's had to spend his money on the buyback, so his Silver Edge gonna get delayed. Even if he chooses to go for a straight up basher, that's gonna take a while before he gets it out. But it looks like it's gonna be smoke time here, as V-Rules are grouping up once again, looking to make a play. Not a bad choice, knowing that the Ravage is on cooldown for a little longer. They're gonna walk into a hasted Kunkka. He's got that blink dagger available as well. No, they're actually gonna walk into a Tide Hunter, one of the most tanky candidates. Sizzler's up on the high ground. Not sure if that was intentional. Tide Hunter stunned under his tier 1 tower. The backup is coming though. Rambo stays alive. Sven jumps in, gets the hit, gets the crits, and he'll get the kill on the Slaughter while the Slark bounces away. You've got the silence coming out as the disrupts from the Disruptor as well, as a way to disjoint this fight. They end up trading 1-for-1. 1-for-0, sorry. The Tide Hunter survives while the Slaughter does not. And it didn't even cost miscommunication the Ravage there. A well-meant attempt by V Rules, but one that goes punished for them. Kunkka going for the One Punch Man build as well, picking up the Crystalis in addition to that Blink Dagger. And Sven indeed he is going back for the BKB, so he's prioritizing survivability and, well, magic immunity over attack speed this game. There's the full Daedalus on the Kunkka as well, and with the Blink Dagger he can stay far away from the battlefield. Is X marking himself, blinking forward, getting a Tidebringer hit and then backing away. It's a tried and tested combination, tried and tested gimmick actually. And it's worked wonders in the past, but the siege has begun. Tide Hunter, what? He blinked in, got a 4-man Ravage, perfect coming out from him. 2-man Ghost Ship and 2-man Static Storm with a 2-man Impale as well. They've just blown up the Slaughter and the Viper. No buybacks on either of these two. And they'll come back to finish what they started. Good initiation from Rambo, even caught me off guard there. As this tier 3 tower will be ancient history. Shin-chan gonna make sure that the Silencer follows that tower as well. And bring him down without any contest. The Glimpse bringing MG closer. He manages to get away. Flabbergasted might not be so fortunate. The stuns are there, but he does have the Dark Pact and the Shadow Dance. And with the Death Ward, they'll get the kill on the Lion. But there's the stun with the Torrent. Shin-chan gonna turn around. Wow actually went for the BKB on the Slock. They've got 4 down on the side of V-Rules. And the Slock will be the 5th and final death. A buyback comes out from MG, and he's the only survivor, but won't be surviving for long. As the Titanic hits him on the back of his head. 5-man wipe, 6-man wipe if you count the dieback on the Witch Doctor. Miscommunication loses 2. Will claim the racks. And have now almost sealed the deal in this particular matchup. Slaughter. Probably not the best idea to try and make a play like that. They just blew him up again as Viper gonna try and man fight his way through this. This isn't a good idea either. The crits just stacking up. They'll get the kill on the Viper again. And Silencer X marked up, stunned, sent into the air with the Yules, but he's still gonna die. The crit army is strong here, and it'll force out the GG from Sadik. As 33 minutes in, miscommunication have taken the win in this best of 1. Well, someone's constantly cancelling out the GG though. Alright, the Ancient Falls, miscommunication have taken the win. Hope you guys have had as much fun watching this game as I have casting. It's been an absolute pleasure casting the matches here from the ESL India Premiership Starter Cup number 3. I'm CloudX. You're watching the tournament organized by Nolbin Gaming and sponsored by HyperX. If you've enjoyed, of course, follow them on twitch.tv/ESL India Premiership and on facebook.com/ESL India Premiership. If you're on Twitter and that's your thing, head on over to @premiership_IND and give them a follow there. And of course, if you've enjoyed my casting, you can follow me on Facebook and on Twitter @TheRealCloudX. Unfortunately, Vivek is not here, and I'm not entirely sure where you can follow him as well. But if you guys have enjoyed, do tune in next time around. But of course, if you're a CSGO fan, stick around. CSGO will be coming right up. This is CloudX signing out.